You would never join the cast, or
No, why would I join the Breakfast Club? They take 3 of them to carry one show. I'm one bitch. They all piggyback off each other. Come on, DJ Emmy was by himself. Would you listen to him?
all right, for your second one-on-one with Comedy Hype, also known as Hype Plus, Miss Tasha K, how are you doing?
I am exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was my birthday yesterday, and I
Wow.
worked. I tried to call out.
So exhausted. What did you do for your birthday? What do you typically do for your birthday?
Typically, I spend it with my winos. Like, I party with them. So
Mm-hmm.
they would flip their shit. They would fire me if I called out of work. So we worked. We sold out 2 shows yesterday at the Uptown Comedy Corner.
Mm-hmm.
And it was amazing. I mean, we oversold to the point where we had people standing up. Like, there was no more seats. Like, it was that thick. 2
When you
shows
see
back to
stuff like
back.
that come, does it overwhelm you because of you just know like the journey they get here, the ups and downs, and
It doesn't, I guess it overwhelms me with joy because it's like, damn, I started in my bedroom with my teddy bear on a mattress with no sheets, talking shit, doing 1 video a month or 2 videos a month. And now, man, I got so much content pouring out. It's crazy. So, yeah, I mean, we've been doing this for a solid, what, almost 9 years? Yeah.
so we've already talked before. We got to know your life, being from
Mm-hmm.
Florida. So that was the first time we talked. So in real Tasha K, I guess like style, we're gonna bring up some topics
Okay.
because I see the platform. I see there's always topics that you're discussing. So I want to like bring up topics that are related to you and not related to you at the same time.
Okay.
Now, I'm gonna come out the gate, okay? There's a big conversation or like a repeated conversation that keeps popping up about who's gay in Hollywood.
Oh,
Constantly, yeah, just out the gate.
yeah. I don't know who's gay. I'm not in the bedroom. I know what I'm told. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
There's a difference. I ain't seen no in nobody ass. However, when the streets are talking, where there's smoke, there's fire. Definitely think Shannon Sharp. And it's just like, I've been around a lot of heterosexual men. And comfortable heterosexual men don't need to always defend their heterosexualness. Shannon Sharp is always upset when somebody's saying that he's gay. Like, what's wrong? Even if you were or weren't gay, what's wrong with people labeling you gay? Like, is it that bad? Why does it hurt
I
you
think
to
that's
your core?
why I wanted to kind of open it up because it seems like, particularly in our community, that's like a thing. Like, I got you. Like,
That's a Hollywood thing, not in the black community, but that's a Hollywood thing. So when you're in Hollywood and you able to make it up certain ladders and you got a heavy tongue and a lisp, we asking questions.
got you. Got you. So you think it's the fact that he's associated with the industry?
Yeah.
You don't think it's the fact that he's wearing like tight jogger suits, he has a small dog,
The
those things.
shade from
Oh, I'm just
I love
I'm
it. You
just
get
I'm just asking questions though.
Yeah, you cool. No, absolutely. And about maybe a year and a half ago,
Hmm.
somebody put me on very strong source in the industry
Hmm.
onto a stylist that Shannon Sharp had, right?
Right.
And they was just like, please just take a look at the stylist that he has with him that goes everywhere. I have never seen an artist travel with the stylist. Normally they order clothes if it's for events, but for a stylist to follow you everywhere to the point where they're dressing you morning, noon, and night for every show that you do, and they're sitting courtside with
Hmm.
you at every damn basketball game as if you Keisha K or and Gucci Mane. And this particular stylist, shout out to the Hollywood Mugler, because that's why he got his comments off, because he would put up videos of him with Shannon and he would always be focused on Shannon's crotch area or ass area. Like, these are facts. And
Okay.
this same stylist was exposed for exposing another NFL player for being down low. And so Shannon got this stylist everywhere that he goes, flying private to every party. The stylist hits me. He was like, Tasha, how did I get in the group chat? You know how you got in the group chat, the Hollywood Mugler. You doing more than styling. You styling your man. That's what it looks like. We ended up putting that out,
Hmm.
and Shannon Sharp blocked me. I said, but Shannon, like,
Mm.
like, what man do you see going dressed down with a stylist to the point where your stylist has on jewelry that you know he can't afford on a stylist salary. Like this is jury that like Floyd Mayweather would give like his hoes. So it's like, where is he getting this jewelry? Where is he getting these expensive clothes? You see what I'm
Did
saying?
someone not say they were related though?
They're not related.
Okay.
Everybody calls Shannon Sharp Unc. So he's like, that's my nephew. But when I put out that story and he gets on like, I can't stand that Tasha K with that heavy ass Tom. Tom's so heavy he can't eat no if he tried. Now, when he said that, he ended up firing the stylist all of a sudden. Because it's obvious that you're using this as a cover up. And why do you get so irritated when people call you gay?
Right.
People call me a lesbian all the time. Do I care?
Right.
I don't give a
Right.
I suck every night and every morning, and that's nobody's business what I'm doing. But it doesn't bother me just because people want to label me a certain way.
Right.
Because I am, even though I'm not of the industry, I'm associated with the industry.
Right.
So of course that comes with the
It comes with the
stigma.
territory.
Right. That we just free with our sexuality. But I'm a very conservative woman, but I notice he gets bothered to the core. Bothered just like Meek Mill out here screaming, I'm not gay no more.
So, in transparency, in my process of building this, I had the gay rumor on me.
Yeah.
And that was, I think, due to Corey Holcomb, and that was due to some of the questions I was asking
But
other
Corey
comedians.
Holcomb likes his ass played with, according to his wife, his soon-to-be ex-wife, and that's the reason why they not together now. Is because she would refuse to lick his ass or put her fingers in his ass. I wouldn't do it to Corey Holcomb. All them keloids he got growing on his head, his penal shaft and shit. But get that white bitch Rita G to lick your ass. That's his
Wow.
woman.
This
Go
is
ahead.
giving me like Cat Williams vibes
That
on the Club Shay Shay. Now we can go to address Corey. I kind of want to keep opening up with Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
Now, I had a question for, I had an interview with Sean Conn. He was Richard Pryor's bodyguard, and we talked about Paul Mooney.
Right.
Paul Mooney had a little bit of rumors. He never came out. And Richard Pryor's bodyguard was saying, you know what, if he would have came out, then he would have it would have now in today's time would have amplified his career as this gay comedian that's black, but because now it's more acceptable.
Right.
But I would ask you kind of in Shannon's case, because it does seem to be a conversation. Are you not? Do you think he should hide his sexuality?
No. There's a lot of money to be made in the LGBTQ community. He can get those checks too. He can cross over.
But he's a football player too, so I think
And that would take the stigma off a lot of football players. I have football players begging me, please don't put out stories because these trans women are exposing them. It depends on where they sitting on the bench. So if nobody knows them on the bench, I pass it up. If you on the field, we going live.
Now, as far as Shannon, what have you heard? So he just blocked you, and there was ever no.
Yeah, he blocked me because I put that out. I was like, Shannon, okay, let's say this is your personal stylist, which he is styling you.
Right.
Why all the perks? Why does he get backdoor access to games, front row seats next to you?
Right.
He's sitting up next to you. You got a bag, like he is your woman. Jury down.
What if he just treats his team good, like his team?
Why the other team ain't sitting courtside with him? Why they ain't sitting next to him at parties and in clubs? Why he got phones on Shannon's ass? Now I don't think Shannon taking up the ass, but I think he giving. I do. That's just my personal opinion. And ain't nothing wrong with that. And let's cut the The nigga messy.
Okay.
He's a big. Listen, he calling me messy. I own my messiness. Now you don't entered a very messy arena. Now you're being labeled as gay because normally LGBTQ play with these conversations like this. And now you're in these conversations and you're messy. You're arguing with other men. You're defending your gayness. All this shit, like, come on. Heterosexual men, they talk about heterosexual things.
Right. Well, what's interesting, the reason why, just to kind of chime in on, I hope I'm not trying to make Shannon look a certain way, but the reason why I chimed in on it.
You don't have to. The Hollywood Mugler made him look a certain way. That was his personal stylist.
When I did have my rumor that was floating around,
Yeah.
I laughed about it. With my family, we kind of, that was that was like, it was funny. It was funny to me.
Yeah.
The only time it got interesting was when I just started dating a girl, and I didn't want that to be the first kind of impression. And because there's a lot of down low men that exist, so I didn't want to have that
And you
stigma
in
on me.
Atlanta.
Right. So I didn't want to.
Hey.
So that was the only time I got like a concern from me. But as time went by, as we dated, that wasn't a conversation
It
later
didn't
on.
bother you.
Yeah.
Because you know your sexuality. You ain't got to defend that shit. Why am I arguing about something that I know that I am?
Yeah, but maybe because how old is Shannon? Shannon's got to be over 50.
Yeah, so you should be real comfortable to say whatever the they want to say. He up here flashing money. I made more money than you motherfuckers ever made off my Cat Williams interview. All this shit. Gay niggas talk like that.
He's 60. Well, excuse me. He's 55 years old.
55 and you still ain't comfortable with who you are. You shouldn't worry about what nobody say about you, but he get tired.
But I mean, in reality, because the last time we
Yes.
talked about therapy.
Right.
So I'm looking at Shannon. I've seen him flex his muscles on camera. I'm wondering if there's like those things, some baggage that we're dealing with that he may not have been able to explore yet.
What you mean? Like
Therapy,
trauma?
like maybe was picked on. It may not have to be a gay thing. Maybe just like insecurities.
I mean, everybody got insecurities. We all do. But when you at this level in the game, insecurities go out the door. You ain't listen. You gotta fix as you go.
My question is, since you are blocked by Shannon for right now, what would you tell him in case he's like a watcher of comedy hype?
Not a goddamn thing. Keep up the great work. Be you. Go nigga go.
Now, to kind of keep the conversation going, I don't want to stay too heavy into it, but I was just fascinated to see how many things go viral when it deals with black men potentially being gay. Like that's just a thing. And so let's talk about this interview that you had with Brother Bilal.
Yeah, you had one too. Let's talk about yours.
Let's open it up.
Don't be like you had it. I got it from you.
That's
You
real.
started that shit. Go
That's
ahead.
real. That's real.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you because being a person that interviews people, sometimes you don't know if someone's just saying something, making
Right.
something up. Did you believe him? Do you believe what Brother Bilal was saying, what he saw, he witnessed between Will Smith and fellow actor Dwayne Martin?
I had no reason not to. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of how I go with it. Like if I have a reason to not believe you, then I'm not going to believe you. So I did not have a reason not to believe him. I mean, everything that he spoke of, pretty much to where he was, the time and place, how things happened, went as it went.
Yeah.
And then I tested him. I asked him about Jamie. Because
Okay.
there was rumors about Jamie Foxx.
Right.
He was like, Jamie like women. I've hung with Jamie.
Got you.
What about Kevin Hart? Kevin Hart like pussy. It wasn't like he's out to say that every black man is gay, right? That's not him because, a lot of them will be salacious. He was no, we're talking about this particular person at this time.
So in talking to Brother Bilal and knowing like what I would guess, in knowing that he was necessarily not in a great relationship with Will at the time of our interview. How did it make you feel about that dynamic of like someone that was an old friend coming up with stories? Because that was something that we tried to address even in our interview. But how did you process that? Like, dang, like how would you feel if you was in Will Smith's position?
Hey, go. I got people ready to upload interviews on me right now. It's an open interview. It really is. You know what I'm saying? You're going to piss people off. People are going to get upset. They're going to run. They're going to tell. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a part of the game. And Will Smith is such a big actor. He ignored that shit. He didn't let it bother him. He probably was bothered behind the scenes. Because, he did stage being with a Jada lookalike in Miami. We ain't seen him with no other woman. But them pictures on the balcony with him and that man, and we had questions back then. We was like, what is Will Smith doing on the balcony with that man looking like that?
I didn't catch that one.
You didn't? You need to Google them photos. Will Smith on the balcony with a man. It was early in the morning. This man is clearly gay. That man and him and Will it didn't look very hetero-like.
Oh, you talking about
Not the people. There's a man.
Right.
Go.
But I believe this is his family. Like this is a family member. He another brother. He's a black man.
Which one? Well, according to Bilal, that's not a family member. But I mean, rumors have been floating around about Will Smith for years.
Right.
That doesn't take away, and I was very clear with Bilal in that interview. I'm a fan of Will Smith. He be gay or straight. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. Will Smith is dynamic on camera. He is one of the best character actors there are right now.
Right.
He's very motivational. He's inspirational. Whether he's gay or not, that's not gonna stop women from giving him pussy.
Well, I mean, some women may not like that though.
Man, it's the women he around them Hollywood women, they
Gotcha.
don't give a damn.
Okay, so that sector of women. Now, kind of to keep talking about that with Will, why do you think if he is gay, why do you think he hides that? Because I have my own reasons. I do think from a lens, it could affect his aura and who he is in terms of from a male's point of view.
I mean, that movie he did affected our aura of him when he played a
6
gay
degrees,
man.
yeah.
Yes, that 6 degrees of separation. That was hard for me to process watching that movie and knowing Will and growing with Will ever since I was a kid. That was very. How could you play a role like this? You didn't have to take this particular role, so it was very uncomfortable. It's like watching Wendy Williams in that documentary. It's very uncomfortable. It's kind of like that. So I don't think. At this point in the game, I don't think anything is going to affect Will Smith's brand.
Right.
And when we did that interview with Bilal,
Yep.
I was reading about that shit in Greek. It was worldwide. It was on Al Jazeera.
Yep.
The man is still making movies. Nothing has happened.
Well, I think that's a reflection of the media cycle, where it's just whatever the moment is the moment.
It's the moment. So that's what I'm saying. Whether he comes out as gay, bisexual, or whatever, it's not going to affect Will Smith's fan base because he makes people feel good. It's his energy.
Right. As a fan of his, would you want him to come out?
I don't think it really matters who he in the bedroom with. That's his business.
That's interesting. You're really a fan of Will.
Yeah.
This sounds very Will.
I'm very a fan of it. That's his business.
Yeah.
Personally, who you're messing with in the bedroom, that's for you and that person only. I'm very traditional in my views on that because a lot of children watch Will, and I don't think that his sexuality should be above his work.
That's deep though, hearing you say that, because in looking from afar at your content, it does get into the bedrooms. It does get into who slept with who.
That's my job.
So, but Will, but you did do, I guess you did kind of do that with Will.
Yeah, that's my job.
But personally, you're not.
I don't give a fuck.
That's real. I understand that.
I turn off my camera. Oh, okay. That's some good wine today. But as long as he's not making it you know how Dwayne Wade out here parading his son around here as the leader of the trans community for, why? Why should I be, as an adult, be forced to accept your child's sexuality or gender? That's fucking borderline pedophilia. I don't give a fuck about who a child fucking, nor do I care. That ain't none of my motherfucking business. And why am I being told that's wrong or transphobic and all this? And these are children. Now, as an adult, yeah, I should respect whatever your pronoun is, whoever it is that you're sleeping with. But as a child, no. That's a different thing. That's not what we know Will Smith for.
Well, that's where, from my point of view, I do think, it would hurt his brand.
You think it would hurt Will brand?
Yeah. I think it would because...
It won't. Because everybody already know.
I mean, I think he's going to always be successful.
Yeah.
But I think it's the fear of the unknown, which is, if I come out, I've always been this macho guy. I've always been this, I'm saving the day. And there's still stigma attached to what being gay represents, because gay people can be strong, they can be heroes, but there's still small point of views when it comes to that.
Now, if he come out as one of them gay men that's trying to be a woman or being feminine, then that would hurt his brand.
But if he's like,
I'm gay.
And owns it,
yeah,
I can understand that.
I fuck niggas every now and then. Like, who cares? But it's truly, personally, cameras off, none of our business.
Now, what was your reaction? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, truly, I'm talking as civilian Tasha, none of our business.
Right.
That's not what we know Will Smith for. However, in my line of work, I give everybody a voice that has receipts to back up that voice. Mm-hmm. So some people care. But it did not affect Will's. Will came out and slapped the nigga. That's very gay to slap another man. Mm. Most men, bitch, I'ma tackle you down.
Is that when you knew something was maybe?
Nah, I mean, I've always kind of knew Will.
Possibly, right?
Yeah. Like, it's...
For legal reasons, we gotta say possibly.
Possibly.
Okay.
Not, I wouldn't even say legal reasons. It's my opinion.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Everything I'm speaking about is my opinion.
Right.
I'm not saying facts. I'm just saying, you know, he gives off, okay. To him, he probably doesn't even feel like it's a gay act if I'm with a man, but I love women. Because there's some conversations like that where men say, I love women. I like cuddling with women. Mm-hmm. I like being in a heterosexual relationship. But every now and then, sexually, me fucking a man, that's not gay. Gay is being walking outside holding hand. I'm with the girls. I'm one of the girls. He's not like that.
You said it very confidently, like, that's not the Will I know.
That's not the Will I know. Yeah.
Now, one thing I was thinking about, right, was, of course, there was an aftermath.
Yeah.
You dropped this explosive interview with Bilal. You're trending on Twitter for several days.
Yeah.
Jada Pinkett Smith coming out.
Too
I'm
early.
suing.
Too soon. She came out with a trailer head. I said, wait till the interview drop.
So how did you, I mean, what was your thoughts about her reaction when she was like on the Breakfast Club and?
Hit dogs holler. When has Jada ever responded? Unless she absolutely had to.
And they both responded. I think Will responded through his representative.
I don't think that was Will. I think that was all Jada.
Got you.
I really don't. I don't think Will really gave a fuck. I think maybe he was crushed by Bilal because that's his friend, but I don't think he gave a fuck to address that particular rumor. That was all Jada. Jada was coming to the Breakfast Club to promote her book Worthy and turned around before I even dropped the interview to speak on that. It's ridiculous. There was a legal situation. Everything that Bilal had said in the interview, she confirmed before the interview came out to say that there was a problem, to say that they had conversations, to say, so she already kind of knew what was up. Yeah. But we're suing. I ain't been served.
Okay. Maybe Bilal.
She can't sue. I mean, that's between her and Bilal then.
That's what I was thinking.
That ain't got shit to do with me.
Because when I seen the headline, I'm like, damn, Tasha, not again.
Hey, it's part of the business.
But and then that's a fact too. Now, you know, we kind of learned that in the first time we talked because I loved how you framed yourself as an entity and like businesses get sued.
Businesses get fucking sued every day, especially if you're going to do business in America.
Yeah. So just looking at her reaction, did you find out from Bilal if what happened to him at the aftermath, or was it just like thanks for the interview, or?
Yeah, I talk to Bilal all the time. And Bilal said that they were already legally involved.
Gotcha.
So the fact that she said we're suing, but they've already had lawyers engaging for months, and he showed me proof of that, I was just like, so why would she come out saying we're suing? If you're already legally involved with Bilal, that's why he came to sit on our platforms. Yours too. Yeah.
I mean, speaking of that, so you know that one was because we have our lane, and just to reiterate, we try to do things with a level of consciousness and not try to get too salacious. Because I dabbled in that space, and the audience did not like that, and kind of messed up some relationships that may not have already been real relationships. So I think on our
What you mean with celebrities?
Huh?
What you mean it messed up relationships with celebrities?
Yes, but I say that lightly because you just never know where they sit. They kind of be a little bit iffy sometimes.
I get it.
So, you know, that's not our lane. So going in that interview, I was trying to, if you watched it, I didn't want to go too deep into
Yours
it.
was very corporate.
Thank you. I was aiming for that though. I was trying to get away with it.
And I watched your interview and I was like, oh, okay, this is an interesting guy to talk to. Because here's the thing. My production team, producers, reached out to Bilal. When I was getting ready to interview him, they said, just for source reference, here's who he is.
Yep.
So the day before his interview, I watched it. I said, oh, okay. Well, when we sat down, I don't know if you saw my reaction. I was like, wait, what? I walked in on Will and Dwayne. It was murder.
Wow.
What?
So, and we can cut this out if it's too real.
No.
So did
Leave
you?
it in. It's up to you. But
So, because when I go into interviews, there's certain information that I know. I knew that. I knew that. So this is a real moment. Like I knew that.
I was just as shocked as the audience.
Okay, thank you for confirming that. But I knew that, and I decided not to go there. And I
You
got this.
cut it out?
Huh?
You cut it out your interview?
No, when I vet, when I pregame, of course there's a conversation before.
Oh no, we don't want no pregame.
So for me, I decided that I didn't want to go there.
My audience is all about the shock factor,
I know.
right? Like we wanna, it's real time. Like we got it's like a fly on the wall situation. Like, bitch, what did you just say? Like that's a part of the brand. Like you got your wine and you like, wait, what? Come
I
again?
get it. You ever seen that that SpongeBob meme when he's like standing in the he's standing in like the pipes and the vents and he's looking down.
Yeah.
And it's like a party.
Yes.
I feel like for a moment it was me.
When look watching my interview, that's how it is.
And I say that like
It's a
jokingly, but it
whole.
was like, damn, maybe I should have. But I think in reality it works out great because the people that I kind of want to kind of rock with us, I know that would really affect them a lot.
You have a very balanced audience.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you came out Sunday night and saw the winos.
Oh, I know.
We are soap opera motherfuckers, okay? I can talk about shit. Y'all remember when I said this 5 years ago? Jada was spiritually married to August Alsina and her and Will weren't together, only for her to come sit and say they been separated for 8 years. Who told you that first? They remember timelines. You have to follow as a wino. It is a secret fucking society. So tight-knit like the Masons. We are our own Illuminati.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Cat was been talking about that for a while.
Yeah.
Him and this Kevin Hart thing, they've been beefing for some time.
Mm-hmm.
And when I think about Kevin Hart, I think about this recent incident that you have with him.
Yeah, what about it?
Yeah, like were you surprised
No.
when the lawsuit came?
Absolutely not. We knew this was Kevin's MO. This is what he does to shut people down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so glad that the public did not try to tie two and two together based on my legal situation with everything but music and him. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it did not go. They was like, didn't he try to say that his friend, whenever he's in the spotlight, he always try to shift to victim. I'm short. I didn't do anything. These people are bullying me. But really, he is a short, insecure bully. What do they call it? Napoleon syndrome?
Napoleon, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly. He's never had beautiful women until he had money. Kevin has always been the ugly, short nigga that just happened to be funny, so it kind of got him through the door type nigga.
Is that how you always felt, or this is after lawsuit?
That's how I've always felt about Kevin. I've been reporting on Kevin for years. All that shit that was in that interview, we've been talking about that. It wasn't even an explosive interview because I had already put out that information.
Right.
But to have somebody from his office, his corporate office, come sit down and say, yeah, girl, that's what happened.
So from a viewer standpoint, and even like an interviewer standpoint, I'm thinking like, why did she do that? What was her motive?
She was pissed off at her boss. Who ain't pissed off at their boss and want to go off and tell all the bullshit that they done did? You done worked for somebody before and they done treated you bad? Kevin said, I've worked too hard. Ain't nobody gonna call me short, ugly, no more. And we seen the dick in that sex tape. He had to stay close so he wouldn't slip out and go fast. There was no long stroke game. He not long enough to do the long stroke.
I don't even know how to segue from that. Cat Williams.
What about the GOAT?
Huh?
What about the GOAT?
Okay.
That is the GOAT.
Sorry.
You
Goats.
You
Then
thought I was calling him a goat? I mean, he does. His face kind of mad.
no. Sorry, me. Um,
Shout
Cat
out to
Williams, what was your takeaway from that viral interview he did do with Shannon Sharp?
Cat could have uploaded that to the fucking internet. It would have went viral anyway.
Got you. Oh, I mean, we could talk about it. We two interviewers.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Shannon Sharp's interview style. I hope this doesn't come off as hate. This is my
It's
disclaimer
not hate. He gotta
because
improve. He was trying to. Anytime Cat, first of all, Shannon Sharp interviewed. I know the history.
yeah,
Shannon Sharp interviewed people that sat on his show and dissed Cat Williams,
got you.
right?
Right.
So it was only right for Cat Williams to come on that same show and address the bullshit. Now, when you sit down, Shannon Sharp has questions. Clearly, your guests don't give a fuck about your questions. Fuck all that. You let these motherfuckers sit on your show and lie on me. We need to address that shit first. Then we'll get into that other shit. Why you sit here and let Ricky Smiley say that? Why you sit here and let Kevin Hart or Steve Harvey say all this shit?
Right.
Nah, we're over that. And every time he dropped the truth, Shannon tried to take the interview somewhere else.
I mean, it might have been the corporate approach.
Corporate?
Yeah.
That man got shit to get off his chest. Everybody else got a chance to get the shit off their chest. Why he can't speak up? Why are you trying to curve the interview? You go. The man want to go here, go with him.
I mean, because out the gate, Cat clearly came with a motive, and he was like, "I want to address about this. I'm coming."
Because it happened on your show. But instead, he want to go back to the cue cards. Cat, he taking shots. Please. I gotta have people sit down and want to interview with me. Cat, no.
But that's the weird politics though, and I think because what happened was too in the aftermath of that, a lot of these comedians start really coming at Shannon, and it reminded me of some of the energy that we've received. Just in my opinion, doing our job, telling stories,
That's the
giving
game.
a platform. Because if you take away the platform providers, then things will slow down. That's how, in my opinion, in terms of you'll be able to give a platform, I'm able to give a platform. Like, I don't know why they kind of looked at it from that lens. Like, will they look at it from that lens?
And that's what you want, is that type of traction. Like, I don't think he grasped the impact of that interview until after it was done. Because of how hard Cat came at all of these comedians. They're all gonna hit back. So you gotta let everybody respond to that. So for Shannon, he's like, oh my God, like I'm in this new space. I don't want this to curtail what I got going on, right? However, it worked out in his favor. Now you got a thing with the comedians where it's going on, and he's bleeding it. But sooner or later, blood gonna run out. And you know what happens when you interview these A-listers? You gotta go to B-listers. You gotta go to C-listers. Terry Crews for one. You gotta go to D-listers, and then it's on to the Zeus comedians.
So, I mean, in my vantage point, I think Shannon's style is what helps and makes him likable. To me, he's likable. He has likability there.
He's very likable.
And I think that kind of like trumps anything else that needs to be like, he doesn't need to be Mike Wallace. He could just be, I'm just gonna be likable, be myself. And I think it makes it like for a fun, interesting conversation.
But we laugh at Shannon, not with him. When he got that lisp and he sounded like an old country slave.
But he
And he let them brand him like that. When he was on that show with Skip, he let them brand him as a
But we from the South, we Southern,
high-paid.
we black Southern people, so he reminds me of an uncle, if you will, but not my uncle.
Not
'Cause I don't-
mine. My uncle love pussy. They're all of them.
I wasn't saying.
And they like pussy so much, it's like they don't give a fuck how old the pussy is. That's how that they stand on business. You understand? Like
Man.
Shannon, I don't want pussy spending the night with me. I don't want them leaving their toothbrush in the bathroom. I don't want, yeah. But your stylist can go everywhere you want him to go, or you go. He can leave his toothbrush everywhere. Fuck out of here.
Now, like I said, it seems to be this thing of in the air of like who's gay in Hollywood. That's kind of where my head was at in terms of
Hollywood is gay. Have you ever been swallowed so much where you just feel like you swallowed and you can't get up?
now. Was that ridiculous when you? Let me ask you, when was the first time you heard about a TD Jakes rumor like that?
Oh, I've been new. There's these little gay boys on YouTube that are pastors, right? I exposed them. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, I don't know if yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
TD Jakes was involved with them.
Copy.
Bishop A.R. Jordan, his son Messiah Mansa, whatever his name is. Mansa was supposedly a mentee of TD Jakes. Larry Reed, come in my mouth, Reed, only if you 17 or below, Reed. All of them running together. What you running with niggas? What you running with for? That are pastors. What is you doing over there, TD?
Mm. It just makes me think about, of course, the late Eddie Long and how that was maybe the first time we saw a black preacher get put in that type of.
I don't think Eddie Long was gay. I don't.
Well, I love to hear like why.
Here, you like to hear, here it go. There's a clip. Them little boys. First of all, shout out to my late hairstylist, William Alexander, who knew the Bishop Eddie Long victims.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small world in the gay community, okay? Them little boys been trying to scheme and sham. And when they did that interview with the news, I forgot what news
I
station
think it
it
was
was, and
one day with CNN, I believe.
they asked, well, what type of things was there any inappropriateness or sex? We never said there was sex. We never said there was anything, it was just things that was inappropriate. Him massaging my shoulders. Never no penetration.
But Tasha, though,
What?
I'm not gonna massage a man's shoulders.
What?
I'm not gonna massage a man's shoulders.
He didn't suck no dick.
I'm
That's what the
not.
boy said.
I'm not gonna massage. I'm just saying.
I'm just,
You supposed to give
but
me
these
proof.
pastors, I can see Bishop walking behind them. They in there stressed out. And you all right, son? You good? But them, I'm just telling you what they said. Like, when they was asked, describe what your predator, I was molested.
Mm-hmm.
I could describe in detail what my molester did to me. Why can't you describe in detail as multiple young men? Why are you shushing the other man when he's trying to talk? There was no sex. There was no penetration. I didn't suck no dick. He didn't suck my dick. So where's the molestation? You took the money that he was giving to you because he was taking care of you because your mama and your daddy didn't fucking want you. And when you have father figures, fathers hug sons, they do that. So he's loving on you like as fathers love on their sons. But we ain't never had no sex or nothing like that. But you spent that man's money, bought cars, had DUIs, all types of shit. Only for it to come back to me that y'all plotted and schemed, allegedly. I'm just saying, I was molested. I can describe in very detail what my molester did to me. My molester thought we was in a real relationship. I was 5, he was 20.
That's gotta be. Let's just say, Bishop Eddie Long wasn't a gay man or closeted gay man. Let's just say that's just what it is.
Maybe he was closeted, but he ain't touched them little boys according to them little boys. And that was after they got, no. And you heard that interview. You know what I'm talking about.
Because the only reason why, because it's a little bit of like, he's been labeled that. He's labeled like the face of the gay black pastor. Like, there's jokes about it. We hear Common Hype here, a ton of jokes will reference Eddie Long.
So is Michael Jackson. They investigated that man 10 years, didn't find shit on him touching a white child. A white child. Like, I'm just saying.
Understood.
Maybe he is gay, but he didn't do nothing to them, according to them.
So I brought this up because TD Jakes was caught up. It went it trended. Did you cover that when it trended with
I
Diddy and
didn't
all
need
that?
to. I covered the pastors he was hanging with. And them
So when
niggas
it's
like dick.
when it's, I guess for me, like having you here, seeing all these stories, are these? Do you think these brothers allegedly are already gay, or does the industry open that up?
No. Okay. I feel to be a male
Yeah.
and to appeal, this is in music and this is in word, meaning speech, communication. In order to be at that level, you have to be able to make love to people with your words,
Okay.
right? It is a sexual energy that they tap into, whether they use it through music, whether they use it through body, whether they use it through words. These people mastered the art of using words to have sex with people's minds. And they have to appeal to both male and female. Do you understand what I'm
This is
saying?
deep. I
This is
got a
very
theory. I got a theory, but I'm gonna throw it up. Yeah.
right. And as they're appealing, they're tapping into their masculine and feminine energy.
Right.
Them pastors go both ways.
Because they keep opening up those doors of femininity.
Exactly.
I'm not mad at that theory. I'm not mad at it. I think because I
I'm
would
saying at
say,
that level though.
okay, I can receive that from like a level of like you're opening up that door. You have to be, mine is more so on the end of you have to kind of be fluid within the game of
Yeah.
Hollywood. You kind of have to be, and it was real. I forgot who I was talking to, but it seemed that the lesser your boundaries are, the more you're kind of open to do things, and that could be read at different ways, not just sexually, but just like, like you're not like Monique, where you're like stopping something, you're just kind of going with the flow. You're just like whatever. Those people tend to be the ones that kind of rise and prosper because they just kind of like, yeah, I'll do it. Like right now, everyone's talking about John Cena being naked at the Oscars. And people were kind of like, is this some type of humiliation ritual? Is this like Hollywood doing what they do? And you got to ask yourself, would a man's man, not to knock John Cena, but traditionally a man would be like, nah, I'm good on that. I ain't going.
I
But in the game, it seems like you have to be open, is what I was more so getting at.
don't think they have to do anything.
Okay.
I think it's, what they choose to do. Nobody's saying that you have to show up at the Oscars naked. Doja Cat showing up with her pussy hair on the red carpet. And you know pussy hair is musty, okay? I'm just saying, those are choices that they make. These are things that they want to do. And of course, when you're showing up naked, men are going to draw to you, and so are women. You're doing it for attention. You know, fucking humiliation. They like that shit. They want to be seen. You walk out the door naked, you're doing it on purpose. Either you high or you trying to get high with somebody. And it don't matter.
What have you noticed when it comes to covering celebrities? What do they all have in common?
Oh man, they have an addiction to fame. Addiction. And it gets to the point where nothing is off limits. 80% of the shit that I get it from them. And you know this. My name can't be attached to this, but I'm gonna drop this on you. Now, when they call me, they understand. This is not for your narrative. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna do what I please with it. You understand what I'm saying? And I've had them like, goddamn, I shouldn't have said nothing, but shit, it's out there now. I'm gonna say it my way. I'm gonna drag you and that person. If you need dragging, you don't. That's just I'm gonna give my honest opinion. You're telling me this, but you participated. So I'm not. No, I'm not about to just drag this person. Why? Equal opportunity over here. You know who the fuck you on the phone with.
Now, one thing that I think in just kind of seeing your fan base and seeing what you created for yourself, and in just time in terms of style and energy and just approach to talking about these topics, I'm constantly reminded of like Wendy Williams, and I'm sure you've heard that before. No one's ever what? That's a bad word.
I'm not Wendy.
You're not, but it's more like what's currently missing in the atmosphere of entertainment. So let me continue because I don't want you to be offended what I'm saying with
I'm not
Wendy.
offended. I'm just not Wendy.
Right. All I'm saying is the level of impact potential that you have,
Yeah.
the type of content that you cover, I would say I didn't watch Wendy Williams like that, but the times I saw her, she seemed likable and home girl, and the way that you're engaging with your audience.
Mm-hmm.
There's things that remind me of Wendy. How about that? Maybe that's a better way to say that. When you see what's going on with her now,
Mm.
how does that make you feel?
I mean, that's horrible. Everybody got somebody like Wendy in their family now. I mean, she getting high and going to work or high at work. When she get off, she drinking liquor. She got a husband cheating, got a side bitch. Sounds pretty normal to me. Everybody got somebody in their family that's going through that and they talking shit, drunk and high. It's part of life.
What about just like her state? Like, I don't know if you watched it. Did you watch the documentary?
I mean, I tried. I tried. That was a hard pill to swallow. I just don't think personally Wendy's health to that degree should have been aired to anybody. I don't think if Wendy was in her right state of mind, she would have allowed that to go out.
Right. And the whole thing was that they said that the producers, they said they didn't know that she was, she was suffering some different illnesses.
I put out 2 years ago before it even hit the public that Wendy had dementia, that she couldn't walk. They kept propping her up, putting out stories, placing her on a wall with a newspaper. Well, she ain't in the hospital. Yes, she is. They calling me from the hospital. With Wendy, yes, Wendy may have been very famous, but Wendy is very regular. And what she's going through at 50 is something that affects everybody across the board. So what about people who do have dementia and have lymphedema and have thyroid problems and shit as a result of drug and alcohol abuse, bad diets? So you mean to tell me 60% of the population now that has diabetes and thyroid issues are all because of karma?
Well, I think, who do you blame in that scenario?
Her. We all have to blame ourselves. Wendy spoke about doing cocaine 5 days a week. That's a lot of coke. That's a lot of coke. And then when she couldn't get to the coke, she got to the liquor. She had an addictive personality.
The reason why I asked that is because, Tasha K's building a brand. She's become an entity. I don't know everything about Tasha K, but there might be some things that behind the scenes Tasha K might have to like keep in order. But I look at the team around her that will have to kind of safeguard her. How do you avoid a Wendy Williams situation?
You can't. It's life. That's why I talk about myself. You cannot. Like, it is all a part of life. I go through things just like everybody else goes through things. That's what makes the platform so relatable. I don't hide my shit. Wendy hid the fact that Kevin had a side bitch for 10 years. My husband would have been up on the fucking screen at year 1, year 2, year 3. This nigga ain't shit, but he at the house. Year 4. Yeah, I cussed him out. I found the bitch in the phone. I took him back. Year 5. That's how I roll. Like, it's very, very natural. And like I said, just being in America, period, and being raised here with poor quality of food, liquor stores in on every fucking corner. I've been to countries where you can't even find a liquor store. They don't exist. You can't find drug dealers on the side of the street. You can't get access to this stuff like that. Like, this is a country that's built on either way.
Your addiction.
You gonna walk into this hospital one way or another. Healthcare is the biggest motherfucking gang in the world. It's a mob. They coming to collect. Bodies is what they need. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I just feel that, in that situation, Wendy, it is what it is. I just don't think that Wendy impacted people's lives. She had fans and stuff like that. But as far as taking it that far, you seen it put a bad taste in even her haters' mouths. Like,
Want to see it like
I
that.
don't want to see her like that. Like, I don't care. Yeah, she talked about me, so. But wasn't it enough that her husband had a side bitch for 10 years, had a baby on her? That's enough. But as far as wishing death on somebody, normal people, we don't wish death on people. We don't wish, even on our worst enemies, we do not wish death on people like that. We just
That's what I
don't.
meant. Like, how do you safeguard it? Like,
Me?
what's your team? Is
I
it?
don't drink like that. What the fuck? I ain't never did cocaine in my life. I ain't started smoking weed till I was 35 years old.
Okay. Well, I was saying, let's say Tasha K,
I got a 2 drink
the
minimum.
brand's gonna keep going up,
Yeah.
right? And then it's gonna be this. You're gonna be at a little LA mansion.
I don't go to LA. When I go, okay, here's the thing. When I go to LA, I am in a house the entire time. I decline all parties and events. I do not wish to be on a red carpet pretending in front of a bunch of motherfuckers that don't give a damn about me just because I want to be seen. It costs money to be on a red carpet. You gotta get a dress. You gotta get earrings. You gotta get your hair done. You gotta get your makeup done. Only for you to go to the party to buy drugs. They want my IP. You're not getting my IP. You didn't build Tasha K. You didn't do that. No, we're not doing that. Well, you need to be on this red carpet. I don't need to be nowhere. I need to be if I'm on a red carpet, I'm making money. Everything that I do is a business move. I'm not on a red carpet because I feel that I'm gonna be in the room with the right people and they're gonna give me something out of the deal. They see what the fuck I do online. I don't need to get out on a red carpet in a fancy dress in front of a room with a bunch of motherfuckers that's getting high. And if I'm not getting high, I don't get
Well,
through the door.
I
No,
think that it would hurt your brand
it would hurt.
because at this point you're gonna start being really rubbing shoulders with these folks that you're supposed to be reporting on.
And that's not gonna happen. Never. Listen, you know why I spend time with my family, my friends. I don't have a Hollywood circle. Never will I ever. Have they tried? Yes. Nicki Minaj invited me to her Super Bowl suite.
And what's up?
Who don't want to chill with Nicki?
Okay.
Baby girl, listen. Tickets, backstage. I sent my team, not me. No, I got a job to do. And if I have to report on you, it's not going to be, oh, I can't report on you.
You think that's what the play was to kind of keep
Yeah.
you in her pocket a little bit?
Yeah, that's what they all do. But now the brand is established. Now today, no, that's not going to work with me. It's not going to work. They got to sue me to get me to shut the fuck up. They got to put some court paperwork on me.
And what is Tasha K's thoughts around Diddy accusations? Let's kind of open that.
Diddy raised Usher. Your mama dropped you. Usher Mammy dropped him off at Usher Mansion and said, here, I want you to see the lifestyle. Justin Bieber too. They raised that nigga. And he came out and he was sexually fluid to both men and women. Every nigga wanted to be with Usher and so did every bitch when he left that mansion.
It's called the Flavor Camp.
Didn't Usher, around that time where all them girls was coming out saying that he allegedly gave him herpes and there was lawsuits and shit being paid?
Yeah, he got like.
There was 2 men that came out and said that they had caught something too.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, Google it. The court paperwork. Usher sued by 2 men.
Usher. Now this is according to AJC. So we're gonna read this. Usher's male herpes accuser drops request for medical records. The unidentified man suing Usher for allegedly exposing him to herpes has reportedly dropped his demand for the singer to hand over his medical records.
Pay off.
The John Doe is withdrawing his motion according to court documents obtained by the blast. The order required the R&B star to hand over data regarding his doctor visits, medical treatments, and insurance suppliers. The singer was also asked to turn in information or previous settlements over herpes. But with that being said, it does confirm that there was an unidentified male accuser around Usher and the herpes incident.
Did Usher come out and deny that?
I gotta Google that too. That's where
You stuck.
because
Not just
I'm
stuck in your own interview like
because I'm looking at a picture and
Okay.
I'm playing back everything that we talked about. And what if all these brothers are, closeted gay men? That's what that pause was of like my life, my vision on different people and brands. Cause I'm looking at Usher smiling and I'm like, but yeah, but maybe what if?
Usher is not going to hinder Usher getting pussy. No way. I mean, hell, Usher paid 2 lawsuits to girls who accused him of giving them herpes. He still got a wife. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't nobody
He got
give a.
married twice.
That don't stop shit.
Yeah, I think, but still, like, I think there's the reason why I brought up all this stuff. One, because of course it's headline worthy and people will click and everything, but in reality, too, as a black man, you're trying to maintain like our image and you want to protect it and you don't want it to be tainted. And even in my experience of like, you start scaling and then if you don't carry yourself a certain way, it's like you're a gay man. Are you gay? So it's like, how do we navigate through all these?
That's just like me as a woman. If I got friends that are lesbian friends, but I'm not out here trying to navigate to make sure people don't know I'm a lesbian. Seriously? Like, that's too much. Who you want to hang with, that's who you want to hang with. And it seems, I'm going to just kind of throw something at you here for a second. There ain't no shade on your platform. But it seems like this is hitting home for you. And you did mention that you have too been accused of being gay. And that bothered you. Why does it bother you?
It didn't bother me. It didn't bother me. I told you I laughed.
Until a girl, you got with a girl.
That's when the time. That's when the time is, and I'm being this open about the experience because it is kind of like I like to be honest. I like to be real
I
with
got
our
you.
audience too.
Yeah.
And I also have a different vantage point of it too, right? Where to be accused of that as a man, you're like, no, I'm a dude. Like I'm solid. Like I don't want that on my aura. And then the other part of it, you kind of also understand it. So those were the vantage points that I understood.
We live in a world where you cannot control what people think of you at all. So it don't matter how you dress, how you act, how you walk, how you gonna be. It's not going to send off signals that you're not gay or you are gay.
Well,
People are gonna think what they want to think. The only person that needs to be worried about your sexuality is your partner that you're with. And most women don't give a damn. We're living in times now where women are with two men in polyamorous relationships where the men are fucking each other and fucking her. Like, this is how open it is. This is America. Now, if you want to go somewhere where there's not a stigma of black men being gay, then you must visit other countries because there
Right.
are some. But when it's the agenda and all you see, that's in the news. I'm sorry, it's just like them branding Sexy Red. As a black woman,
Right.
this is fucking ridiculous. This bitch just had a baby less than 6 weeks ago and is bent over.
Well, I think
You see clearly a tampon, and she's still bleeding and healing. Because when you have a baby for 6 weeks, you bleeding. That's afterbirth coming up out of you for 6 weeks. Your pussy itching, it's healing. You on tour, rolling blunts and shit. This is the image of a black woman, but that don't affect me. But it is when you brand it, just like you brand McDonald's, it's kind of like McDonald's got such a good burger. I'm expecting every other burger to be like this. When you see a Sexy Red, you expecting every black woman to be like this, but it's not. When you see a BBL, you expecting every black woman to have a flat stomach and wide hips and legs that don't match that, the thighs of the ass. And then when they see a natural woman like me, they're like, this don't look right. No, wait a minute. This is not right.
as we close this out, what was the wildest thing you covered last year and this year so far?
Man, that Bilal shit, bro. But this year,
Yeah.
man, we just did a story. First of all, shout out to Breakbeat Media. They have a show called Trapping Anonymous. Trapping Anonymous did a story with a young lady who claimed that her father and her two brothers had raped her continuously for years, right? And, everybody's tagging me in the story. Tasha, you gotta interview her. Her family reaches out. The ones that she blamed this on and was like, this is so far from the truth. They had reached out to Breakbeat Media to tell their side, and Breakbeat Media turned them down, according to the family, right? So I'm like, why would you not want all parts? Why would you allow a young lady to come on there and make such explosive
Right.
allegations and not
Right.
let a person respond to that? That's their name.
Mm-hmm.
These people are getting death threats. They can't, the father can't go see his other daughters at school, play volleyball. These are regular people's lives that are being affected, all because you want to protect, I guess, I don't know, the interviewee and,
Mm-hmm.
and stand behind her. And so we ended up flying the entire family in. And when I tell you on TashaKLive.com right now, it is going down. They're like, how could a girl like this possibly lie on her family to this extent? And so, that's been a real explosive one, for this year. But everything that I do is explosive. I mean, and just to see the work that the winos have put in for the last 8 years in this, and now everything that we talked about years ago is coming into fruition. Tasha said this, but they said she was lying. I could be on vacation for a month, and we're gonna be trending about some shit we done said 2, 3 years ago. We were the first to put out that Diddy was allegedly kicking babies out of his girlfriend's stomach.
I think Puff is an interesting one because realistically, I've been a fan of his brand. Go get it, take that, and so it's a
And he
little,
took everything from his artists.
and so it's a little one of those things I'm sure that people feel about other of our black male, I'll say heroes lightly when you find out these things about them. So yeah,
You
that's
feel
gonna be
like Diddy
interesting.
was a black hero? Thick thighs, big booty, Diddy was a hero?
I was never
And
looking at
he
no thick
took as
guys.
much as he took from the black community?
So what I was saying,
Nobody in his camp is wealthy.
I said lightly from a level of how he was branding himself, from a level of his content he was putting out. Like there was motivational when Diddy was pushing the motivational stuff. That's what I was a fan of.
Bullshit.
I was young and I was
Pandering.
it I mean,
Yeah.
now it might be that. Now you might be I'm hip to the game to know okay, maybe he was just kind of like campaigning something, but back then I needed him to be like, "Come on, we got to go. We got to get it."
And treat people like shit. Make them walk miles to get a cheesecake. That's
I mean,
what
that's the
that's what we
same.
got to do to make it.
I mean, I understand that.
And no, that we got to be consistent and disciplined. But we don't need to walk miles to get a cheesecake to make it in the industry. You need to sing, and
Yeah.
you need to sing every day. You need to be singing in the shower. You need to be singing in front of everybody.
When you do decide to go with certain headlines because you know it's business,
Yeah.
but then you also have morals that's like, damn, did I? Like, how do you
Because
balance
I
those two
check my
worlds out?
guests. Man, listen, they know coming on my platform, and the winos know too. This could go either way. You come on my platform with some bullshit, and you lying, I'm going to be the first to call your bitch ass out. And I'm get to the lie.
You cut the
Now,
interview, you just kind of,
nah, I put it out, and then I'm going to expose what the fuck you lied about. You want this clout? You want to embarrass somebody? You going to get embarrassed too. It's just, listen, they know what the fuck they get into. That's why people be like, don't go sit with Tasha. Don't do it. That bitch is, you better be all the way honest when you sit down with me. You can catch this energy too. So I am for the truth and for the right thing when it comes to my business.
yeah.
And we learn from these people every day. Just like you said, Diddy represented something for you when you were a child. If it wasn't for people like me, people like Wendy Williams, or anybody that covers these celebrities to this extent, we would have a lot of lost fucking children.
Well, I
Following
mean, I
Diddy,
wasn't gonna do what Diddy's doing.
I understand. Following Diddy in the bedrooms.
And I was gonna say, in realness, I think regardless of the criticism and the backlash that may come with what you're doing, I do think it is needed because someone has to give the other side of the voice. It can't be one-sided storytelling. It has to be because that was a lot of my drive with some of our past interviews. And so I think that and I hope that the audience can understand it because I do feel like you get a lot of like people like, don't deal with her, don't do that. But I'm like, No, I don't think she's being evil when she's doing it.
I am not evil. I'm truly fans of a lot of the people that I talk about.
Right.
Like I told you, I'm a fan of Will Smith. I told Bilal that. Now I love some Will Smith. Now don't. I'm watching Bad Boys 4, bitch.
You are?
Yeah, why not?
I think people are getting kind of tired of it. You don't see him in Martin.
That Will Smith is one of my favorite actors. So is Denzel. You understand? Like anytime they drop a movie, I'm out. I'm going to see it. You know, it doesn't take away from the work. I respect the work. I respect the contribution that they put into society. Will Smith is a very, very, very giving individual. He is human. Fortunately, in my business, I have to put up that humanness, even if it doesn't make him look the greatest.
Right. Right.
That's just my business. I am a real country conservative woman from the South who has gotten a lot of my training from watching and talking with others in my community. And that's essentially what we're doing, just on a bigger platform. But make no mistake, Will Smith is that nigga. But he just probably happened to like dick. And that's okay. I'm not trying to fuck him. It don't matter to me. As long as he out there running and flipping over cars, bitch, that's all I pay for. I gotta shout out my tour.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So we're on a wine, gossip, and comedy tour. It's a baby tour, and we're gonna be touring all the way up until October. Okay, so our next cities that we're due to hit. When is this interview gonna drop? Okay, so we got Baltimore coming up next, and we got Pleasanton, California, that's right outside of San Francisco, and then after that, who do we have? Virginia Beach are the next three cities, okay? Go to TashaKOnStage.com to get your tickets. It's wine, gossip, and comedy. A lot of people like to ask, what is it that I do in comedy clubs? You gotta come and see. And I know there's a lot of comedians right now that are like, why is she in comedy clubs? What is going on? Well, I have my own lane. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I write jokes all day, because I don't.
Yeah.
I just happen to be a funny, entertaining bitch, okay? That knows how to tell a story.
Right. Now I was gonna say, I said so the winos they do keep it on lock. But was that the footage when I saw a transgender woman try to rush you or something like that?
That was from Now That's TV. They hired me to host
Okay.
a reunion that had a lot of transgenders that were fighting. And these transgenders, men in wigs, were jumping on females and thought that it was okay because they were transitioned to female and taking hormones, that it was okay for them to fight a woman. But had a man would have stepped to them, it's a hate crime all of a sudden. I said, no, 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 no. You either fight yourself or I got niggas for you. So when I told them, come at me if you want to. I got 3 niggas for y'all asses. You got dicks in between your legs and you want me to respect you as a lady, but yet you coming at me with male energy. Nigga, please. We snatched off the wigs. And there was niggas under them wigs with dicks, okay?
You even laying that up. It reminded me when Jess Hilarious was going on.
That's my sister.
Okay.
I'm her evil stepsister, okay?
Do y'all have a relationship?
We don't. We just respect what each other do. Now, sometimes I have to drag her too.
Okay.
It's a part of the business. But make no mistake, me and Jess Hilarious will stand united when it comes to issues with black women.
Yeah.
Because we are black women
Yeah.
and we are media. So,
And then this kind of came up as you just were talking to me.
mm-hmm.
So why didn't we see you at the Breakfast Club? Like, why did they ever approach you? Because I feel like in hearing you and thinking about,
They talk about me all the time. I mean, so,
you would never join the cast, or
no, why would I join the Breakfast Club? They take 3 of them to carry one show. I'm one bitch. They all piggyback off each other. Come on, DJ Emmy was by himself. Would you listen to him? Charlamagne been trying to go by himself. Ain't nobody listening to him.
Now Charlamagne to me, so Charlamagne and me, at one point, I think he was hitting some rare air. He was giving me Howard Stern, but I think being in corporate, the world kind of mellowed him out a bit.
I would never join an alleged vagina taker, an alleged scammer, and an alleged husband taker. Come on. What the fuck I got? That content to
I'm
me,
just thinking about the power moves. That's all. But
that's not a power move. They're all on salary and they could be fired. They can't afford me. Let's just be honest. I mean, just needed something a little more stable. Me, they can't. They couldn't even wrap their head around what it would take to bring a voice like me onto the Breakfast Club that no one is really even listening to these days.
I mean, I've heard that argument too, because there's a lot of platforms clearly.
Clearly killing them right now. They
That's
had
out
their
there.
run. They really did. But Jink Champs left them. Shannon Sharp is here. Carisha Please knocked them out the boat. They're literally holding on by a thread. And added Jess because Jess has social media.
Right.
That keeps them relevant. That would never work for me, at all. Even if they, like I said, I've turned down deals, but I'm not how can I put it? I don't work well with other personalities. I'm standing on what I believe. It would be, yeah, the ratings will go through the roof with a bitch like me on the Breakfast Club because I'm gonna challenge them niggas. I'm not gonna sit up there and yeah, we friends. What the fuck did you just say? Bitch, did you just smell her seat? Like this is how this would be real fucking radio. When I'm not finna no. As far as me working with them, these motherfuckers, they get their feelings hurt. That's why Charlamagne and them ain't never got me, they ain't never asked me to sit down. They know what's up.